The major question that is there with anyone who wants to produce something is what to produce. What to produce. Aim produce cheyal. Take a farmer, for instance. All of us are trying to do economic activities, right? What is the activity that they should do? That is what this question means. Should they produce a good or should they produce a service? Okay? Take a farmer, for instance. Even in the agricultural department, there are a lot of items that can be produced on a certain amount of land. What particular agricultural good will the farmer produce? That is the first question that needs to be asked. Should it be tomatoes? Should it be potatoes? Or onions? Or rice? Or wheat? That is the first question. The next question is how to produce. How to produce. Farmer decided that he wants to produce wheat or rice, let's say, since we all eat rice. Now the question is how to produce. This how is not as simple as taking the seeds, sowing them in a particular month and putting this much amount of water and letting this much amount of sunlight. It is not that simple. It is the land that he has, in that given land, in that minimum resources that he has, what is the maximum amount of output that he can produce? How to produce this maximum amount of output? That is the question here. Resources are limited, right? So the land that the farmer will have will be limited. The capital, that means the money that he has to buy the raw materials, seeds or fertilizers or machinery that he needs, or if he needs to employ any more labor, these resources that the farmer has are limited. With the limited resources that he has of land, capital, labor, what is the maximum output can he reach and how can he reach that maximum output? That is the second question. Third question is for whom to produce? For whom? Who is the end consumer of the product he is producing? Who is the end consumer? He is producing rice. He can sell it directly to a customer, which is difficult, but he can do it. He can sell it in a market. He can sell it to a private company who will then process it and put it in rice bags and sell it in departmental stores in the city. So he has different consumers. Okay. Who should he produce it for? Understanding what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce it for. These are the central questions in any economy a person has to answer to do an economic activity. Take any economic activity, ask these questions, you will be able to start a business. Okay. You want to become a teacher, let's say. You want to start an educational institution. That also is the answer to the first question. What do you want to do in life? I want to be a owner of educational institution. You have answered the what. Next is how. How should I become a owner of an educational institute? I need land. I need labor. I need infrastructure. I need capital to bring all of these things together. On top of that, I need skill. The thing that we forget the most. You need to have the skill to be a teacher. You need to have the degree to be a teacher if you are establishing or you are working in a public institution. For private, you don't need certificates. Okay. Then, for whom? For kids? In kids, which age? Or if not kids, adults? then what are you teaching? Are you teaching competitive exam related courses, or are you teaching intermediate related courses or upper primary school, or something that will help the student go abroad, or are you teaching a language, or are you teaching an art? Okay, for whom is the question. So you take any economic activity, if you are able to answer these three questions, then you will be able to successfully run that economic activity, unless you have some existential questions. Clear? Next. The next thing that is there with economic activities is production. You have decided on what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. Now you have to produce it. It can either be a good or a service. First example, we took rice. Rice is a good. Second example, education. Education is a service. So you have decided on rice. Now you have to produce it. Production. You are done with production. You have to distribute it. Distribution. And the last thing that happens in an economy is consumption. Distribution is consumption. Once the consumer consumes it, what will he do? He will demand more. So first production happens, then it is distributed. The distributed good or service is consumed. Once it is consumed, it is demanded. When it is demanded, more of it will be produced. This is the economic cycle of a good or a service. Economic cycle of a good or a service. Production, distribution, consumption, demand. Resources, clear. Economic cycle, clear. Now we will go back to the syllabus that we have discussed at the beginning, and we will see each and every point in the syllabus and how it is easy to understand them through the lens of resources. Identify the resource, follow the resource.